catch 'em all.
What's going on YouTube? My name is Eddie P. Hope everybody's having a fantastic day as usual, and welcome back to another video. So for today's video, we're going to be talking about everything that is wrong with Call of Duty Modern Warfare. So right off the bat, I don't want it to sound like I'm complaining or ranting, because if you break it down to the core mechanics and the core base of the game of Call of Duty Modern Warfare, I actually enjoy the game a lot. But there's a whole bunch of issues that I feel like they need to fix, and a whole bunch of changes that need to be made to make the game flow a whole lot better, and to make playing Call of Duty a lot funner and a lot better, and just making it enjoyable to play. Because right now the game is just super annoying to play. It's just super frustrating, and nobody just wants to grind out and play the game if it just stays like this and if it just continues to feel like this. But I've got my notes right down here, so if you catch me glancing down, I'm just checking out my notes for everything we're going to talk about in today's video. We're going to hop straight into today's video, so if you enjoy the video, be sure you smash the like button. Leave a comment for me down in the section below if you're enjoying Call of Duty Modern Warfare right now. And let me know down in the comment section below if there's anything that I didn't mention in today's video that you think is wrong with Call of Duty. And we can just get a discussion going down in the comments below. Also, if you're brand new to the channel or tuning in for your very first time, be sure you hit that subscribe button to not miss out on any content here on the channel. Hopefully we're going to start grinding out Call of Duty Modern Warfare, because as of right now we're just terrible at the game and it is super hard to play. But regardless of how we're playing, I still want to get some live commentaries out and still have some fun with the game. So we're going to still have some Call of Duty Modern Warfare content coming out super soon, so make sure you guys stay tuned to the content. And we're going to hop straight into today's video. Alright guys, so I don't even know where to start with this topic and like what's wrong with Call of Duty Modern Warfare, because there's just so much to talk about. But we're going to start with the camping, guys. The camping in Call of Duty Modern Warfare is an insane issue. And it's the biggest problem, like, in Call of Duty history. Like, in this game, Call of Duty Modern Warfare, you can't tell me you've played a game, whether it was free-for-all, domination, team deathmatch, whatever it may be, and everybody's camping. And we're going to break it down into, like, all the reasons why I think people are camping, and a lot of changes that I think should come to the game to fix this problem and to avoid this issue. But the first thing we're going to talk about with the camping issue is how there's no dead silence in the game. Like, it makes no sense. Like, why is there not a perk of dead silence in the game? Foot noise in Call of Duty Modern Warfare it's insane. Like, the audio itself is really loud. Like, everything's really loud. So the foot noise, for one, it's just too loud, and you can hear people from miles away. And like the range of the foot noise just goes back to the distance of how far you can hear people from. It's just super loud, and you can just hear them from so far away. And I feel like this promotes camping, because somebody can just sit in a corner and they're not moving, so you're obviously not going to hear them. And when they hear you coming around, they'll hear you from miles away, so they can just get ready, prop up in the door that you're about to come in, or prop up in the direction, aim up in the direction that you're about to come in, and then they're just going to mow you down. Like, there's literally nothing you can do, because they can hear you, but you can't hear them. So it just, for me, the no dead silence promotes camping. I know there isn't dead silence in the game. I know there's that little like 10-second thing where it lasts for a little bit. That really, to me, doesn't count as dead silence. I feel like they need to add dead silence into the game permanently, so you can have it throughout the whole game. Cut out that foot noise so the campers can't really hear you coming. And I feel like that would be one quick resolve for Call of Duty Modern Warfare camping. Alright, so leading off of what we just said about the foot noises, I feel like the foot noise needs to be nerfed. But secondly, I feel like if you just play Call of Duty like the way you should be, which is like running around, getting into gunfights. For me, I play super aggressive, like back to Call of Duty Black Ops 4 and back to World War II. Like, I play super aggressive, so I feel like if I play the way that I'm supposed to be and the way everybody should be, which is not camping, I feel like you're punished, because like we just said, you're running around, you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, you're trying to cap flags, you're trying to get kills and stuff like that, but everybody can just hear how, like, your footsteps and how loud you're stomping and everything like that. So if somebody's just camping, and like we just said, I feel like you're punished, and the campers just have a huge advantage when it comes to this foot noise situation. And overall, it just needs to get nerfed. And I feel like that will be a quick resolve of that. The second thing that contributes hugely to camping in Call of Duty Modern Warfare is the stupid claymores. Claymores need to be nerfed in Call of Duty Modern Warfare. The step range and like the radius of a claymore is ridiculous in Modern Warfare. Like you can prop it up on a set of stairs, like all the way at the top of the stairs, and if you get like to the 3rd or 4th step of the stairs, like that thing's gonna explode, even though it's like 10 steps above. Like you're nowhere near the claymore yet, and it just goes off. People just prop up claymores all over the place and just decide to camp in a corner. And I feel like if you nerf the claymores, like the claymore shouldn't explode unless you're literally like on top of it or like 2 steps away from it. It shouldn't explode if you're 10 yards away from it. Like the claymores, the range of the claymores just needs to be nerfed. The radius and the range of the claymores is just something that needs to go in Call of Duty Modern Warfare. And then another thing that promotes to the camping and that needs to get fixed in this game that I feel like is going to make the game flow a whole lot better, and this is like a huge debate in the Call of Duty community right now, like huge controversy. The stupid mini-mat and the HUD, the red dot system, I feel like that needs to be switched and just go back to normal. So the problem with this whole mini-map discussion and mini-map controversy in Call of Duty Modern Warfare is the mini-map in like a core team deathmatch, core free-for-all, core domination, whatever game mode you're playing, the mini-map circle is there. So like you can see where you're running around, you can see your teammates. But the issue with that for me now is they took off like the red dot detection when somebody starts firing off of the HUD. So this is an issue in Call of Duty Modern Warfare because everybody's deciding to camp, like we've already discussed. They're sitting in corners, they're setting up claymores. So they'll just sit in a corner, pop off kills, right? So they're firing, they're shooting, they're getting their kills, they're getting their streaks. If you're running around playing the game like you're supposed to, you look up to your mini-map, you hear them shooting, but you don't know where it's coming from. So they're not coming up on the map, which is why everybody is just camping, because they know they can get away with it. The mini-map system needs to get fixed. I feel like you shouldn't fix or change something that's not broken, because then that's when it's going to create problems, and that's when it's going to create like issues like it is right now in Call of Duty Modern Warfare. So back in Call of Duty Black Ops 4, or back to any other Call of Duty, the red dot detection when somebody's shooting has never been an issue. Like it's never been broken, it's never been a problem, and everything has flowed pretty well. I know every game, every Call of Duty has its own campers, and like every game has its own reasons for camping, but I think by them taking off the red dot from like people firing in the HUD, that is one of the main reasons why people are camping, because like I just said earlier, people know they can get away with it. You can just sit in a corner, start shooting people down, you can camp up in a high window or a high ceiling or whatever it may be, and you can get all the kills in the world, rack up your kill streaks, but nobody's going to know where you're shooting from because you won't pop up on the detection system. So I feel like they need to go back to the normal mini-map system just like it's been in every other Call of Duty. And if the people who are on the other side of this discussion who are saying like the mini-map should be gone, or you shouldn't pop up on the mini-map if you're shooting or stuff like that makes absolutely no sense. If you have a problem with the mini-map, you can go play freaking hardcore or realism or whatever it is called in this game, and there's no mini-map in that, so you can have fun in that. But I feel like in core traditional gameplays, whatever game mode you're playing should have that mini-map and the red dot detection on the HUD, and I feel like that shouldn't be taken away from the core traditional players, just because few people don't like that mini-map up there. Like I said, they can go play hardcore or the realism feature in Call of Duty Modern Warfare. So when it comes to Call of Duty Modern Warfare and all the camping that's going on, we've talked about the foot noise and how that needs to get fixed, that needs to get nerfed. My steps shouldn't be that loud, and you shouldn't be able to hear my steps from that far away. We talked about dead silence, how that can combat against the foot noise, and how we need dead silence permanently. We talked about the claymores. We talked about the mini map and no red dot sight, or red dot sight, and no red dot in the HUD when somebody starts shooting. And take a guess what we're going to talk about next when it comes to camping in Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Yes, you guessed it right. We're going to talk about the freaking map layouts and the map build overall. So, before the game came out, before the beta and all that, they've released statements and videos and how they're gonna switch up the traditional Call of Duty map layouts, and they're gonna go back to like older Call of Duties, like back to Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 and all those other games that I didn't really even play that much. But what they mean by that and what's going on right now in Call of Duty Modern Warfare is, back in like Black Ops 4, Black Ops 3, all those other games that were pretty recent, World War II and stuff like that, the like traditional style of maps for Call of Duty is like 3 lanes. So there's always like that middle lane where B flag is always in the middle. There's going to be the 2 spawns up and down here. B flag is in the middle right here. There's always also like 2 lanes up on the side so you can run around and flank. And like that's always been the traditional style of maps. There's always been some more variations of it and like changed around a little bit, but if you break it down to the core of like Black Ops 4 maps and stuff like that, there's always 3 lanes. And they said in Modern Warfare, they're going to get rid of that as well. This goes back to what I was saying about the minimap. If something's not broken and something's not having an issue, once you change it, it's going to create an issue. So the 3-lane maps and all the other Call of Duties have always flowed well. The pace of the games have always been good. They decided to switch it up to go back to some older maps or older style of maps in like Modern Warfare 2 and World War 2 and all of that, or not World War 2, like Call of Duty World War and all of that stuff. So what they're doing now is they got rid of all the 3-lane maps, and they're doing more of like power positions is what they said they were going to start doing. So there's a lot of areas where you can climb up. There's a lot of like 2nd story windows. There's a lot of like rooftops that you can get on. You can even get on roofs, like 2nd story roofs. You can even keep climbing up to 3rd and 4th story roofs in some of these maps. And if somebody's up on the 4th story roof camping, they place a claymore up on like the single ladder that's up there. There's only one way to get up to like the 3rd story. You just place a claymore right there, camp up there, and you just aim down and shoot everybody off. First of all, how are you supposed to get up there to kill that person if there's only one way up there and they're blocking it off with a claymore that's going to explode if you get 50 yards close to it? So that's a problem right there with the map layout. There shouldn't be like these like crazy positions where there's only like 1 or 2 ways up there. And second of all, if somebody's like up in a 3rd story roof or like something like that, how am I supposed to pick him off? Like how are you supposed to, if they're just head glitching, like how are you supposed to get that guy down from there? I feel like the map layouts just need to go back to the 3 lanes. It needs to go back to the original, and I feel like there shouldn't be so many 2nd, 3rd, 4th story positions on the map where you can just aim down and shoot everybody down. I'm not saying that the map should just be all one ground level, because that makes absolutely no sense. Having a couple windows where you can climb up and you can just peek out of a window in a couple buildings, like that's completely fine. But in many maps, there's like literally like 50 buildings where you can do that. So you literally have to check for every single window for somebody to be up there. And then there's some areas that I didn't even know you could get all the way up there, and some dude's just chilling up there, just popping everybody off at the bottom. So then I watch my kill cam to see where he's at. I try to get up there. There's only one ladder up there. I climb up the ladder and I'm exploded because he's got a freaking claymore trapped up there because there's only one way up there. So the map layouts needs to go back to the 3 lanes because it's going to just flow a whole lot better. And it's not just going to be a whole clump of like a building. Like the maps right now are like cities. Like they're just like a whole bunch of buildings put together, and to go along with the map layouts with this 3-lane system and how they should go back, the maps on their own, they're just way too freaking big. Like I know there's lots of different game modes, like there's 32v32, and then there's your traditional like 6v6 and stuff like that. I think there's like 12v12 and maybe 20v20, but there's this one map that plays in 32v32. It's like, I don't even know the name of any of the maps. There's one of the maps that plays in Ground War, or either 20v20. But if you're in a traditional party of like 6v6 playing Team Deathmatch, you're going to get that same map that plays for 32v32. Like, that makes absolutely no sense. How are you going to have 64 people running around the map, or whether it's 20v20 or something? How are you going to have 40 people run around the map, and then you're going to play the same game mode with only 12 people with 6v6? Like, the maps are too big. And the layout of all the maps just make absolutely no sense with all these power positions and all these up, down stories, 2nd, 3rd stories. I feel like they just need to go back to the 3-lane systems. I know I've been repeating myself over and over and all, but maps are a doozy in this game. So when it comes to the maps and the map layout and the map size, if you want to break it down with the way people are playing this game, which like a solid 85 to 95% of the people playing this game are just sitting there and camping. So if you add the map layouts with all those power positions that I just talked about, you add the size of the maps and how big these maps are, and if you're playing like 6v6 or 12v12 on one of those giant maps, you add that into consideration, and you add everybody camping, the multiplayer just plays way too slow now. Like with all of this stuff, everything combined that Call of Duty Modern Warfare has decided to put in the game is playing so slow now. And every game that I've hopped in is just becoming like it's just everything's just so slow. Never in Call of Duty history has it been so frequent for a domination game or team deathmatch or a free-for-all to not reach the score limit within the 10 minutes. Like, yeah, if you're playing Call of Duty Black Ops 4, there might be a situation where the team deathmatch game didn't reach the score limit, or not even. I've never seen a team deathmatch score not reach 75 within 10 minutes. And I played a couple of free-for-all games in Modern Warfare, and in Black Ops 4, my favorite game mode to play was hardcore free-for-all, running around gunning people down. Games would end in literally 3 minutes. Like with me playing super aggressive, I'll end off the game in like 3 minutes and 30 seconds. I literally have game clips recorded of me finishing off a game in like 3 minutes or under. And there's still that 10-minute cap. So if you're playing Modern Warfare, I played some free-for-all games, the 10-minute cap ends, and like first place has only 16 kills because everything's so big, everything is so campy and slow, and there's just there's nothing going on in the games. The games are too slow. And, like, there's never been in Call of Duty history a free-for-all game that ends with only 14 kills at first place. Like, that makes absolutely no sense. I've gotten a couple gameplays where I went like 30-3 in free-for-all. Maybe like 26 kills and I won the game in free-for-all. I think I only reached the score limit in free-for-all twice. Like, I went 30-3. I remember that game. That's my best game that I've done so far. And I think I went like 30-15 or 30-14 in another game. Anything other than that, the score, like the most kills I've seen in a free-for-all game, whether I won or whether somebody else won, is like it's been around like 16 to 20 kills, which that should just be a sign to Call of Duty Modern Warfare that the game is playing way too slow. Like 14 kills should not be the cap. Should not be the most amount of kills in a free-for-all game. And if you want to switch it over to team deathmatch, games aren't even getting anywhere near close 75 kills. Like, I've been in games where, yeah, they've reached 75 kills in some of the smaller, tighter style maps. But in other maps, like those bigger ones, the score limit for me has been like 50 to like 55. Like in 10 minutes, the whole team is only scoring 55 kills. Like, that should just be a sign that the game is playing way too slow. So I feel like they just need to make the map smaller to have way more action and to get people to just play a whole lot faster. So the game speed will pick up. Like, to me, the game is way too boring right now because everything's so slow and campy. And I feel like a lot of people, like, if they're not like die-hard Call of Duty fans and they just switch on the game and everybody's camping, like, they get super annoyed right then and there, they're just going to take the disc out and return it. Like, they're not going to want to play that game. But I feel like they need to make some changes to make the game flow a whole lot better, speed up the play of the game, make the map smaller, whatever they got to do, but the game is playing way too slow right now. It's super annoying and frustrating how everybody's playing in this game and just how slow the pace has been so far in Call of Duty Modern Warfare. So to keep building off of the issues of Call of Duty Modern Warfare with the camping, dead silence, the foot noises, the mini-map with the no red dot detection for firing, the map layouts, the claymores, the size of the maps, the pace of the game. Guys, I just keep reiterating what I'm saying in case of somebody skipping through the video. So I keep having these little checkpoints so they can hear everything that I've talked about. If they missed a topic, maybe they can go back in the video a little bit. But to keep going with the issues of Call of Duty Modern Warfare, the way that everything is going right now, the way everything is playing, if you put everything together, the core base of like online multiplayer in Call of Duty Modern Warfare, the game just requires no goddamn skill right now. Like, the game it's too slow, and like it just requires no skill. So what I mean by this is you can just sit in a corner, right? You can maybe climb up to a second story window, which is completely fine. Camp in the corner, set up your claymores, right? That are gonna explode if you get anywhere near it, which needs to change. You can just sit up in that window in that corner and just listen. Like, you don't move, just listen to everybody else's movement. You'll hear everybody that's under you. You'll hear anybody that's around your building. Just wait for somebody to come up your stairs. The first guy that comes up your stairs is going to get exploded by the claymore. The second, third, fourth guy that comes up your stairs, you literally just wait to hear what direction they're coming from, right? So I'm camping in my corner. You just wait to hear what direction they're coming from. You just turn this way, bang. You just start shooting them. They're dead. You get back to center. You hear somebody coming from the other side. Just turn this way, bang. Shoot them. They're dead. You just keep repeating that. Start racking up your score streak. So I feel like literally anybody can do that in Call of Duty in any game, whether it's Black Ops 4, Modern Warfare, but especially in this game, Modern Warfare. It just requires no skills. You can literally have somebody who picks up their game, their first game on, if they already watched a whole bunch of videos, they know what's going on right now and how bad the camping is and everything like that. I can literally hop on as a level 1 and just drop a nuke. Like, you literally just camp in a corner, do what I just said, and just pick off 30 people. Like, it's not going to be that hard. So I feel like the game right now just requires no skill, and I feel like everything that I've been talking about in this video just needs to change and just make the game flow a whole lot better, and just have like a bigger skill gap. I feel like in the beta there was a pretty good skill gap, but I feel like now that they've expanded it to the full game, like that whole skill gap thing is gone. It's like out the window. Everybody's just camping. I feel like the beta wasn't so campy. Like, I don't know what went wrong from the beta to now. Like, I don't know what the difference is, but the beta hands down wasn't as campy as the actual game is right now. Like, the camping situation is just way too bad right now. It just, people are just, anybody can just do the camping situation, like I just said. Like, it just requires no skill. Game needs to change, and updates need to come to Call of Duty Modern Warfare pretty fast. And with all of these campers, guys, it goes back to like literally everything that I've talked about in this video. It goes back to the mini map and with them not showing up on the red dot. It goes back to the claymores helping them out way too much and giving them way too big of an advantage. It goes back to not having dead silence, so they can literally hear you all over the place, and you can't hear them because they're not moving. There's just a whole bunch of issues. Some more issues with Call of Duty Modern Warfare for me, away from the whole camping situation and like all of that. So you put that aside. I feel like gunfights, when you get in like a gunfight with somebody, I feel like it's very inconsistent right now in the game. So the time to kill in Call of Duty Modern Warfare has changed, and I like that change for the better. I think the time to kill in this game, in core, whatever game mode you're playing, like away from realism or away from hardcore, the time to kill is really good in this game. I feel like it feels really good. It feels really nice. But with that being said, I feel like it's very inconsistent. So like right now, I can shoot somebody maybe like 2-3 times. Like, let's say they're running away from me, they don't see me and I'm shooting them. It'll only take me like 2-3 kills or 2-3 shots for them to be dead. But now let's say I get into a gunfight, I've lasered people with like 4 or 5 bullets, and I didn't miss a single bullet from that interaction right there, and I've lost the gunfight. Like, that makes absolutely no sense to me. And then I get in that same situation, maybe in a different location on the map or something like that, and I get in a gunfight, and then I'll hit them with only like 2-3 kills, and they'll drop dead to the floor. Like, it's very inconsistent to me right now, with the time to kill. Like I said, they switched it over, and the time to kill in this game, like the standard time to kill, feels really good. I just feel like it's super inconsistent right now when you get into gunfights and you get into interactions with some enemies. But yeah, like I said, I like that switch of the time to kill, but I just feel like they just need to get some more consistency out of it. I feel like if and with everything that I'm saying right now, with killing somebody with either 2 bullets or killing somebody with like 5 or 6 bullets, I understand there's a lot of things that I as a player have to take into consideration as well. Like that, the player that I'm shooting, the enemy could have either one, already gotten to some other gunfight and they're maybe recovering from their health, so maybe they're already one shot. So if I shoot somebody like 1 or 2 times, they're going to drop dead right there. I also have to take in consideration what weapon I'm using, whether it's an assault rifle, submachine guns, and the range that I'm using it from. So obviously a submachine gun from far out isn't going to be as effective as an assault rifle from that same distance, as far out as that submachine gun. But with this inconsistent topic that I'm talking about right now, I'm just talking about like just a general time to kill consistency. Like for me, the consistency isn't there. Because most of my gunfights have been close quarters, like in the same room. Like I've popped through a door and there's a guy chilling right there in the corner, or just like crossing into people, like running around crossing into people. Those have been most of my gunfights in Call of Duty Modern Warfare, and that's what I'm talking about, where it just hasn't been too consistent. So all of mine have been super close up. And the time to kill has been different in not every single situation, but in most of the situations and interactions that I've come with an enemy, the time to kill has been anywhere from freaking 2 kills to like, or 2 shots to like 5-6 shots. And like I said, I know the guy might have been 1 shot or something like that, but to me, just doesn't feel too consistent right now in Call of Duty Modern Warfare. So everything that I've talked about so far basically sums it up for me with everything that I think is wrong in Call of Duty Modern Warfare. God, getting a little tongue-tied there. But to reiterate everything that I've said, we talked about how dead silence is not permanently in the game. I know it has that little 10-second feature or whatever, however long it lasts, 30 seconds or whatever. I know they have that feature in the game, but I feel like dead silence needs to be in the game because the foot noise is way too long, or way too loud. The range and how far away you can hear the footsteps is way too long. So I feel like if you give players dead silence, it's going to eliminate the amount of foot noises, and the campers aren't going to be able to hear you as well when you're coming up the stairs or wherever it may be. We also talked about how the Claymores needs to be nerfed. The range or radius, whatever you want to call it, of the Claymores is way too large right now. It's just way too big. I feel like a Claymore can only explode if you literally step on the Claymore, or if you're 1 or at most 2 steps away from the Claymore. Right now in Call of Duty Modern Warfare, Claymores are going off if you're like literally 10 to 15 steps away from the actual position of the Claymores. That needs to get nerfed down to like 2 or 3 steps, like I just said. We talked about the mini-map situation, the red dot detection when somebody's firing, how it's not in the game, and how that and the Claymores, everything put together is just helping campers. Like, campers can just sit in the corner, fire off their guns, picking off their kills, and they're not going to come up on the red dot site, or they're not going to come up on the mini-map, so you literally don't know where you're getting shot from. You don't know where they're camping or where their location is, because if you're a smart camper, you literally camp in a corner for a little bit, and then you just stay in that vicinity, you stay in that room, but you literally just move around. So the fact people can say like, oh, you can just check the kill cam to see where they are, like, they're probably going to stay there for a couple more kills, and they're just going to rotate over to a new corner. So when they're firing, not showing up on the mini-map with the red dot, that needs to change. That needs to come to the game. But as I was saying, if you think the red dot when somebody's firing shouldn't be in the game, then just go play hardcore. Just go play some realism where there is no mini-map at all. So yeah, we talked about that as well. We also talked about the map layouts and how there's too many power positions. You can climb up to like 3rd story windows. You can climb up to rooftops. Set off Claymores. The only way up that the only way to get up there is through a ladder or a staircase or something like that. Pop off a Claymore and just camp up there. We talked about how the layout is affecting the camping. The map sizing is just way too big. Games have been way too slow. Score limits have not even been reached. All the games have been off of time limits. This all goes back to everybody camping. So the games are playing super slow because everybody is just camping in a corner. Free-for-all games are being won and capped off at 14 kills after 10 minutes of gameplay. Team deathmatch games have been capped off at like 40, 50, maybe 55 kills, what I've been seeing lately in team deathmatch with 10 minutes of gameplay. Like, it's not even getting anywhere close to 75, which has been super annoying. But yeah, that's everything that I really think should be changed in Call of Duty Modern Warfare. That's all the problems, the issues that I think they need to do. I think they just need to come up with an update where they just fix a lot of the things that I've been talking about, because I feel like I'm not just the only person that's been feeling this way about all of this stuff. Like, you can't say that people aren't camping in Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Like, it should be written like the most campiest game in Call of Duty history. Like, it's just insane. If you enjoyed today's video, be sure you smash the like button. Leave a comment for me down in the section below, like I said earlier in the intro. Let me know how you've been enjoying Call of Duty Modern Warfare so far. If there's anything I didn't mention that you think needs to be fixed in the game, anything that you come to mind, anything that pops up in your mind that has been going wrong with Call of Duty Modern Warfare that I haven't mentioned, let me know down in the comment section below. We can get talking about it, get a discussion going in the comment section below. But yeah, that's going to wrap it up for today's video, guys. Hopefully I can get some good gameplay. I literally have no good gameplay of the game so far because everybody's been camping. Any successful game that I've gotten has been me camping, which I hate to play that way, but you literally have to, the way the game is going right now. But hopefully we can get some live commentaries coming to the channel pretty soon. And yeah, I'll catch you guys next time, and I'm out. Peace.